Peace was good. Welcome to another hip hop album review. This is part 59. The album that we'll be reviewing is Pluie's second album and his final album that he ever released, Searching for Jerry Garcia. But before I start, my boy Rob, shout out to my dude Rob of Zilla Nation. He gave me a couple of his CDs in his collection, and he wanted me to do a bunch of these reviews for these albums that he gave me. You know what I mean? So stay tuned for that. So today, I'm gonna be reviewing one of the albums from the stack, and like I said, it's Pluie's second album. You guys should know who Pluie is. For those that don't know, Pluie, you guys should know him from his affiliation with Eminem. He was part of D12, the Detroit group from Michigan and shit like that. But for those who don't know who Pluie is, he's an MC from Detroit, Michigan. He got his start back in '92. He's been around in the underground circuit of Detroit for years. He has an ill reputation of like battling the MCs and shit like that. Like I said, he got his start back in the early '90s. He was part of a couple of groups throughout the '90s and stuff like that. He was part of groups like Five Elements, which they have an album out called The Album We Forgot, I think it's called. Correct me if I'm wrong. The Album We Forgot, whatever. That came out in '96. That was a cassette only release, so that shit's gonna be hard to come by. And he was part of a group called Goon Squad. They put an album out back in '96 as well. And he was also part of a group called Promatic as well. And after all of that, he joined D12. But at the time, D12 wasn't known as D12. They was known as the Dirty Dozen. And they had released a EP called the Underground EP, which is like joints that they put out, like songs that they made and just threw up the EP. It's pretty dope. I think it was only a vinyl release. I got it from a website, a file sharing website a couple years back and shit like that. Fast forward to 2001, he's with D12. They put out the Devil's Night album. And in 2004, they put out D12's World, which I wasn't too crazy about. But the Devil's Night, I definitely recommend you guys checking that out. I definitely gotta do a review on that album. I don't have it in my collection, but when I do pick it up, I will pick it up. And I will do a review on it. And in 2004, he had released his first album, I Miss the Hip Hop Shop. That album, I felt like it was more like a mixtape in my opinion, because he was using like some industry beats and some like original beats and stuff like that. Mostly a lot of industry beats. So I kind of feel like this album was like his real debut album in my opinion. Alright, the cover, as you see Pluie showing right here with the skeleton, which I'm assuming is the skeleton of Jerry Garcia. For those who don't know who Jerry Garcia is, he's the lead singer of the psychedelic rock group Grateful Dead. Jerry Garcia, he died back in '95, I believe, '94, '95, somewhere in the mid '90s. He died, and what inspired Pluie to name his album this was he was watching a documentary of the Grateful Dead and of Jerry Garcia, and he got inspired and shit like that, to the point where Pluie had called Jerry Garcia's estate, and they gave him the okay, they gave him permission to use his name for his album title. As you can see, it's highly inspired just by the drawings and shit like that, because if you know about Grateful Dead, like they're known for like this type of drawing and shit like that. Open it up, as you can see Pluie right here. It's pretty dope. You can tell, Grateful Dead with the roses and shit like that. Open it up, as you see right here, see some bloody hands, some lyrics, a pen. It's pretty dope. This is the actual CD. This is the DVD. I have yet to watch the DVD. But in the back, and by the way, this is the limited edition. Because like I said, the limited edition comes with the DVD, as well as other limited editions of DVDs, CDs and shit like that. The limit, it says in the back, the limited DVD contains unreleased footage from D12's 2004 European tour, and also includes a behind the scenes look at the making of searching for Garcia. So I'm assuming like, studio sessions. See them cats like recording the tracks, for the album. Probably see some people making beats for the album. Pretty dope. I like seeing shit like that. Um, Open up the booklet. As you can see, it's the same thing. Same thing as the inside. Open it up. Pretty cool. Like I said, highly influenced by the Grateful Dead, and you could tell. You know what I mean? You can see there the skeleton and the roses and stuff like that. You can see proof here. Burning down an abandoned building. This is actually a tradition in Detroit, around the Halloween era, around Halloween and shit like that. It's called Devil's Night, where got people burning down abandoned houses and shit like that. It's like a tradition and shit like that. Hence the name of D12's first album. As you can see right here, it has the production credits and stuff like that. I'm gonna read you some of the producers of the album. Producers in the album are Emil, dope producer. He's just done stuff like Cormega and stuff like that. Nick Speed. Who else? Pep and Wet, never heard of him. B.R. Gunner, dope producer. He's done stuff like Slum Village, Black Milk, and some other producers. Some other Detroit artists and stuff like that. B.R. Gunner again. B-Roll, yes, the B-Roll of Cypress Hill. He makes his own beats. It's pretty dope. Who else? Frederick. Shout out to him, Frederick. Well, it's spelled Ferdwreck, but I think it's pronounced Frederick or Frederick. I think it's Frederick. Somebody correct me on that. He's dope. He's a producer. He's known for his stuff that he's done for the Dog Pound, Corrupt, Daz, couple other West Coast artists and stuff like that. He's a dope producer. Who else? I said Frederick. S-Man, never heard of him. Jules, never heard of him. Ski for Rocket Block Records, production. aka Ski Beats. You guys should know who Ski Beats is, of Original Flavor fame, Camp Low, Jay-Z, and shit like that. Yeah, it says Ski Beats already. Salam Rec, never heard of him. Almost sound like Salam Remy. S-Man again, like I said. Dirty Bird, never heard of him. Jules again. Mr. Porter, dope producer. He's also part of D12 as well. And Emil again. So that's it. You know how I'm gonna get down, break down some of the tracks and stuff like that. It's gonna be like a short review. I'm gonna try to make it short. First track is nice. It's just like an intro and shit like that. Clap With Me, that was okay. It wasn't too bad. Big Boa's theme, that was pretty cool. When God Calls, it's like more of a skit. Track 5, Forgive Me, featuring 50 Cent. It's pretty much him talking about, just bad shit that he did back in the day. Just like asking God for his forgiveness and stuff like that. 50 Cent, he does his thing on the hook and stuff like that. I thought it was pretty cool. Purple Gang, I thought it was okay. Nat Morris was like, eh. Track 8, Girls with the Boom. They talk about girls with fat asses. I thought it was okay. It was kind of eh. Could have done without that. Track 9, High Rollers, featuring B-Real and Method Man. You guys already know. If you guys know about B-Real and Method Man, you guys should know about B-Real. He's all about the weed, the ganja, and all that. So High Rollers, it's self-explanatory. You guys should know about that. That was pretty cool. That was produced by B-Real. He made the beat. Track 10, Rondo, Bean, or Rondell Bean. Oh, that was alright. Track 11, Pimp Likeness, featuring D12. I could have done without that. Like I said, I like D12, but I like them from their first album and when they were as Dirty Dozen. It's like everything after that, I could get it. I can't really get into them like that. You know what I mean? It's just like their shit is like kind of like too goofy for me, for my taste. But that's just my opinion. Track 12, Ali, featuring MC Breed. MC Breed, dope MC. Rest in peace. He passed away a couple years ago. He died from collapsing. I'm assuming from a heart attack. He was playing basketball and he just collapsed and then he died from there. God rest his soul. Rest in peace to him. They both do their thing on that. Track 13, No T Lose, featuring King Gordy. King Gordy, I've heard that name before. I believe he's a hardcore MC. I think from Detroit. I'm not sure. Somebody correct me on that. Track 14, Jump Biatch. That was I thought that was okay. It was alright. Track 15, MAD featuring Rude Jude. Shout out to Rude Jude. You guys should know Rude Jude from the Sirius radio show that he has on Sirius on Shade 45. Funny ass dude. I thought that track was okay. Track 16, 72nd and Central, feature Obi Trice and Jay Hill. Pretty dope track. Self-explanatory. I'm assuming this is about, where Proof grew up at, how it is and shit like that. It's dope because they have like an ill concept, like, they play 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-1-3, 4-on-4. It's like hip, like I guess like street rules, I guess, on how to survive in the hood, but they just give me like steps and shit like that. But it's pretty dope how they did it. I thought that was pretty good. Track 17, Sammy the Bull, featuring Nate Dogg and Swifty McNay. That was pretty alright. That was alright. It wasn't too bad. Track 18, Black Wrist Bros, featuring Firstborn. That wasn't too bad. That was alright. Track 19, Slum Elements, featuring T3 of Slum Village and Mud of 5 Elements. That was a pretty dope track as well. I like that as well. And track 20, Kurt Cobain. He talks about, kind of, to make it short and sweet for you, it's kind of like, it's similar to like Biggie's Suicidal Thoughts. And because, Kurt Cobain, he was, he killed himself. The lead singer of Nirvana, he killed himself, with a shotgun, back in the day and shit like that. So, I guess he's kind of comparing himself to Kurt Cobain. And, like I said, I feel like this is Pooh's version of Suicidal Thoughts, the biggest Suicidal Thoughts. And that's it. Like I said, it's 20 tracks. Overall, I feel like the album was okay. It wasn't too bad. Proof, like, he's a dope MC. I've always felt like he was the best MC out of the whole D12. Besides Eminem, but like I always felt like D12, Proof was like the shining star. Like I felt like he was the next star, kind of like, with Wu-Tang. Like you had Method Man, who was the first star out of the group. Then it was Raekwon. Then it was Ghostface. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. That's how I felt with that. Like I said, there's nothing to it with this album. It's just a lot of braggadocio, a lot of, he talks about, smoking weed, talks about, alcoholism, drinking, smoking, fucking, talks about suicide and stuff like that. But like I said, I thought it was alright. It's not really my cup of tea, but like I said, if you like Proof, you like D12, you would definitely enjoy this album. But this album is nothing like the D12 albums, if you know what I mean. It's like a little bit more versatile when it comes to the production. It's kind of similar, but not quite. It's kind of like Proof's own sound, if you want to say that. This album was released by Iron Fist Records, which was Proof's own record label. So I think that's probably why this album's a little bit hard to find because like I said, and if I'm not mistaken, this album's actually out of print. So if you could find it, definitely pick it up. But like I said, Proof, I wish he was still alive because that dude, man, like he had lyrics for days, man. Like I said, it's a decent album. I just felt like some of the beats were kind of it was not for my taste, I guess, but I'm pretty sure if he was alive, he'd be hooking up with people like Black Milk and people like that, because Black Milk or Apollo Brown, because those two producers, in my opinion, are running shit in Detroit, as well as Kevlar 7 and Bronze Nazareth. I mean, those people, whew, if Proof was alive, if he was to make an album with those 4 producers that I mentioned, oh my god, like, God, whew, that's all I have to say. But overall, like I said, if you're a fan of Proof, you're a fan of Eminem or D12, you should definitely own this in your collection. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed that review. Have a Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year's. Stay tuned for more beat videos. Stay tuned for more rants, more album reviews. Love you all. Stay safe. Peace. Don't sweat the small shit.